Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, and joined as always by, at present, the fastest clubhead swing speed in the office, Ronan McNamara.
A title I'll never let go of. How are we?
I'm coming for you.
You are. I've heard good things.
Yeah, so we've a lot to cut through. That little dig, by the way, was I decided just before Storm Amy hit last week, I was going to get on the swing speed train, working myself, man in his mid-40s, fat, bald, chasing swing speed. What can go wrong?
The midlife crisis has struck.
Midlife crisis, yeah. So some people can afford to buy cars. I buy fitness things off Nils Conway and speed sticks.
As if you're not away from the family often enough as it is. You're going to be going to the gym now 5 times a week.
Has to be done.
8 times a week if you're not going to do it properly.
8 times a week. This podcast is brought to you in association with Flowgas. Visit flowgas.ie for all your energy needs. As we call out every week, they have some great offers on at present. The weather's flipped. They support every level of Irish golf. Visit flowgas.ie to see what they can do for you. And the big three are?
I don't know. It's energy, gas, and LFP.
Energy.
Is it?
Household, commercial, and business plans. So if you have household, commercial, business plans, or indeed solar, visit flowgas.ie. They'll look after all your energy needs. So yeah, that was an epic fail. And at least we got it out of the way early this week. We left it a bit late last week to do that. So right, well, I've already mentioned Storm Amy. What'd you get up to over the weekend?
I was in and amongst it in Storm Amy over the weekend, over in Sutton for the 9-hole match play sponsored by Ansley Williams. Brilliant event. Some of the most biblical rain and wind I think I've ever seen. Signs being blown over, everything, flags hanging off the side of holes, and still a brilliant standard of golf. I mean, fair play to anyone who's able to control their ball in that wind. You're talking gusts of 80 kilometres an hour. Unbelievable stuff. And then Sunday, weather was a little bit better, and Neil O'Brien beat Niall Carney in the final. So it's his second win in 3 events. But yeah, there was a really good final actually as well, and a great crowd, has to be said. In fairness to the Sutton members, they really buy into the event, and despite the weather, they came out in their droves, it has to be said.
No, we'll get stuck into that, a proper recap of that event now after we cover. But yeah, I went out playing golf in that as well. So like, they played in Sutton. I went down to Doonbeg and Lynch and played in that weather over the weekend. Like, it was literally 100 kilometre an hour gusts. It was crazy at times, but fun. In the middle of Storm Amy, they didn't quite have the balls to play the Dunhill over 4 days. But like,
did you find your ball was going 5 yards further into the wind now after your session?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's all a correlation, you know. Whatever you can bench is a correlation to what you can do. So I actually had 8 pars in that. 7 pars, sorry, because there'll be lads listening. So we played a match with a couple of friends of mine. So Chef Gary, myself and him teamed up. Didn't go well. We had a bit of a mid-round wobble. We were 2 up after about 5 or 6 playing around Doonbeg, and then we kind of went to sleep, lost 6 holes in a row. Bit of a comeback at the end against the 2 Niles, one of the greenkeepers in Doonbeg, and a friend of mine, and we left it a bit too late, like the US Ryder Cup team. But it was good. It was good fun. Never played golf on weather like it, but yeah, shout out to the lads. Shout out to everyone in Doonbeg. Actually, the place looked spectacularly good, and I've never played golf in wind like that. That like literally the beach is blowing onto the fairways as you're walking along. Like, we were getting hammered out of it in the face. You put sun cream and stuff on, protecting yourself before you go out, but then it's literally cake stuck to your face when you come back in. It was crazy. But we did it's funny, in the bar drinking, I didn't want to get sidelined into this afterwards, but we are going to get stuck into some Ryder Cup stuff. No one cancelled on the day. There's loads of Americans in the bar afterwards, and a couple of young lads start giving us jip about the Ryder Cup, and the stuff. They were from New York, right? So this was even, and few points had. We're watching the Yankees play Toronto on the screen, and these lads had to be cut down a peg and reminded, they were literally calling the Europeans oh, the crybabies, all this, that, and the other. Like, honestly, the pettiness of it all, and they just had to be. The stuff they were saying, I understand why it got so toxic there, and I know we went in deep into it last week, but these guys were just clowns, really, when you think of it, and they're like sitting there watching their baseball, spitting facts at us.
Silly boys rounders.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I had to say to them. I had to, I'm no maths guy, but New York were losing. These were New York kids, like they were losing 9-1 or something to Toronto in the stickball, and I was like throwing the whole why do you call it the World Series type vibe just to get them just to get them riled up. Do you invite the Canadians in just to keep it going? But anyway, that's another day's work. But the Dunhill links. I don't know what your thoughts are on this event. Like I normally am a big fan of this event, but from what you've seen of it this year, what do you think?
I always find the scoring really, really low,
Yeah.
and I don't like it. I know it's a pro-am, so you have to legislate for that, but like I dread to think what the score would have been if it was 4 rounds, and even in like really, really tough weather, they're still shooting, 67, 68, or in Bobby Mack's case, 3 rounds at 66. So the courses are still probably too easy. Like you've got Carnoustie there, and you've DJ going round in 64. Like if that was in the Open, the RNA would be into crisis.
Yeah. And that's in the weather as well.
That's in the weather.
Yeah.
But I like the event. I've said this before. I like the DP World Tour this time of year from that Irish Open run towards the DP World Tour Championship. So I do enjoy this part of the year. But yeah, the Dunhill maybe needs a little bit of tweaking because it's just a little bit too easy.
The field for me.
The field
this
is
week,
unbelievable.
Yeah, the field. But the field is unbelievable normally. I just thought they missed a trick. And I know the lads are all knackered. They should have come home and had this as a homecoming from the Ryder Cup. They have done in the past. And they've all... I know that's easily done after a home Ryder Cup, maybe not from the States. But, we should have seen more of the DP World Tour. This tournament missed McIlroy. It missed Lowry. It missed Rose.
Yeah, but in fairness to them, like they can't be criticised. They usually do play
I'm not
in
criticising.
this,
I'm not criticising them. Like, but you have to tip your hat at the same time to Bob Mac and Tyrrell and Tommy for coming across. Especially like Bob Mac, like he talks about like he's up to 8th in the world now. I can't get my head around that. I missed that happening altogether. Like I know he's been thereabouts, but I don't look at him like he's in the top 10 players in the world. But he really has stood into that. Like this time last year, he was going on about blowing up the road hole. It's the worst hole in the history of the planet.
Yeah.
And now he's going winning around St Andrews and talking about how special it is. But his performances was class. And he spoke a bit about his prep, which I'm sure he came off the airplane still. There was still a bang of booze off him, like from.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he just went on the absolute lash for a couple of days afterwards. He said, "I've done everything against the book this week. Pitched up on a Wednesday afternoon. Played 12 holes on Wednesday. The diet all week. He's just been eating fish and chips and takeaways and room service. And he goes and he walks this golf tournament like." But if there was ever a guy that could do that, Bob Mac is the type of guy. You'd put Lowry in the same mould that he's capable of doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But for him to show up in front of his home crowd and like the circus coming with the clowns to actually be able to stand up and perform is phenomenal.
Yeah, because there's a level of expectancy when you're the home player and everything. Like he's really stepped up the last 2 years. Since the Ryder Cup in Rome, he's just a transformed player. Won the PGA Tour in Canada. Won Scottish Open on home soil, obviously, and then won the Dunhill last week. And he played really well in the Ryder Cup in Bethpage as well. But no, credit to him. I mean, golfers are proper athletes, aren't they?
Yeah. But he had, even Lowry this year, fitness. Like, we've started off this pod talking about chasing speed and fitness and stuff like that. The two lads have lost a lot of timber. And
they have,
gone.
yeah.
Like, you have to give them credit. They really have approached this season, and for both of them, it's paying dividends. It is good to see, but I just thought it was hilarious that he comes out and he lets you know exactly what he's eaten and drank all week. Played 12 holes in prep for one of the biggest. Like, there's 800 grand for the winner of this golf tournament, and he's treating it like with absolute disdain.
Yeah. I know. In fairness, I think it speaks to his actual off-season prep that he still has the stamina to go this long, because PGA Tour season's over. You'd think he'd be winding down. But I agree with what you said before. Probably did miss a trick only having 3 of the stars there, because usually you do get your McIlroys and your Lowrys and those ads. And maybe in hindsight, could they have pushed this back a week and maybe brought the Spanish Open forward or something like that?
That's what I would have done.
Just had an off week.
Had
or
a gap
something.
week, yeah, because it's too close to an away Ryder Cup. And I hope they do that in future like that. An away Ryder Cup, because this should be a celebration of the team that went out there and fought for the tour and come back with the trophy, you know. So I just felt that this of all years, the field in this was quite weakened.
But you're still getting the live players. You're still getting
without
Dustin Johnson and Brooks.
There's no juice without them.
True.
And that's the thing. I like watching Sunday because it was quite disjointed of where guys were teeing off, because it was a 3-round tournament then. They were all on different golf courses. You didn't get the same flow, but they leaned on the DJs and the Brooks, and we even had some Cam Smith cameos and all sorts, you know. It's for like probably the first time since he won the Open there that he's come back and got a bit of TV airtime. But without the live lads, I just felt we missed the McIlroys and the Lowrys. It was a bit of a glaring omission from it. But
we definitely lacked a bit of juice just because the way the tournament was so disjointed with the weather. They got a bit fortunate that the top 3 players all played the Old Course on the final day, but you have lads in contention playing in Carnoustie and Kings Barnes, and you know there mightn't be enough cameras at certain golf courses, and even on the DP World Tour website you can't get Shot Tracker unless it's in St Andrews. So you can see where you're limited by having the three golf courses if weather like that does come in.
And there's so many variables. Like, how unlucky would you have been to have played Carnoustie on the last day when everybody else is in the calmest conditions? Like the guys up the top of the there was a huge advantage to MacIntyre and Hatton playing the Old Course last.
But you're guaranteed
crowds,
6 at the minimum as well.
But you're guaranteed crowds and atmosphere. The guys, they might as well have been playing a monthly medal, some of them out in Kings Barnes. Like Richard Sterney, it was going for the tournament. They're like outside the caddies and the guys carrying scoreboards. There wasn't many people following them lads, and he's trying to chase down his first tour win in God knows how long.
Yeah, it must be difficult. How do you find out who's doing what?
But you don't. That's the thing. That it was kind of soulless for that. Very disjointed. Now it's designed for everyone to go and play back on the Old Course. Like
because you can't move everyone back to the Old Course.
No.
Though you can't
because it would be unfair. So because then it's 2 lads that have a scalp off the Old Course, and it's the easiest course statistically on it. But it was a massive advantage for Hatton and MacIntyre, I'm saying, especially playing together and being on the Old Course. Like they got that sort of tournament feel. They had a crowd with them. Hatton put up a bit of a charge at the end. He always does around these courses, always plays well in this. But I just thought it was a huge advantage, but they still got to take advantage of it. And whatever disadvantage they had coming back locked from the Ryder Cup, they actually made up for this. The team bit, right? So we'll get into more of the team bit. I found fascinating. I don't know, do you keep up with any of this? This always... So I have a cut off a few of these amateurs.
I keep an eye out for like the likes of AP McCoy and Dermot Desmond and all the McManuses, as you always do.
Because that's who always wins and featured. I pissed myself laughing with this one. So like the winner this year, lo and behold, has a connection to the McManus family. So it's JP's son-in-law, Cian Foley, played the team championship alongside a young Aussie pro, Harrison Crowe. Did you see this?
I know they'd had 4. I know they'd 4 eagles.
Well, you say day. So Harrison Crowe got $50,000 for his exploits for the year. So as a team, they won this over 3 rounds of golf. They were 33 under. What do you think Crowe was in his ball for the 3 rounds?
Well, looking at the leaderboard here, not by much. There's a lot of asterisks around some of the birdies and the eagles, which is obviously the amateur contribution. So
over 3 rounds, Crowe was 4 under par.
That's not good. Well, he's level with Harrington.
Our man was 29 under for 3 rounds.
Look,
double handfuls. When
check,
you're primed,
check his handicap.
When you're primed, you're primed.
Check his handicap.
But like this is just, I could not stop laughing. Like he's going in there with double handfuls.
They had a 58 in round 2, and Foley was on the card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times.
It's like the Desmonds and the McManus has just swapped this thing around. But like he was making his 12th appearance at the tournament, so he's done his time. You know, he stood back. He's let JP win a few. He's let Dermot Desmond win a few. But no, I just found it really funny. But he can add his name to the list when you actually look back at how they did. So JP has won this thing twice. Kieran McManus in the other years has won it 3 times. So JP's son, he won it 2009, 14 and 17. Then Dermot Desmond won it last year. Derry Desmond finished 2nd this year behind. Are these lads all just going out playing 9-hole like non non-counting scores there from last August. Just right, we need to get a month in, build up these handicaps. But it's mad. Fair play to them. And without this tournament, without them, probably this tournament wouldn't be the tournament it is. But it's like they take turns swapping it around. I just find it funny.
I saw more of Andy Murray than I probably saw of most of the professional golf on the TV this weekend.
Yeah, and
fairness.
they did ham it up a bit, and that was his first one. And
I thought you'd be delighted. It was Andy Murray instead of Bill Murray this year.
no, well, Bill, no, I'll save Bill for later on now. I've changed my opinions on Bill. Well, that's
Really?
just I don't like the cut of his jib going around.
I suppose you were in Bill Murray country pretty much the whole weekend anyway.
Yeah, I know. We'll save that for later on now. You might be surprised now to hear my takes on him. But we didn't see as much of the AMs as we normally do. We've seen a lot more of the different golf courses across the days, which I was happy with. A lot more pros got a look in, and a few pros names I haven't really heard much of before. So no, it was really good. Outside of the team event then, from our own point of view, Conor Purcell goes away making 30 grand, jumped up 11 spots on the race to Dubai to 146. He missed an opportunity here though. He'd be disappointed, the second round. He got off to a flyer with a 65.
73 was around St Andrews as well. He doubled the road hole, but to his credit, birdied the last, but you're throwing away at least 4 shots there.
Yeah.
And even at 69, you probably still have left a few out there as well. But in fairness, he was up there on day one, still clawed his way back to finish 32nd, as you said. And I hope that it's a building curve, even though there's not much time to build. There's only 3 events left, but maybe he goes on a run for the next month and at least gives himself a chance of retaining his card. Because at the moment, he's way outside of top 115 retained their cards. And at the moment,
he's 146.
At the moment, he would be getting an exemption category on the DP World Tour, but it will be combined with Hotel Planner. So you're in limbo pretty much for next year. Obviously, there's still a Q school to go, but hopefully in Spain and in Korea then as well before the playoffs, he can make some sort of a charge.
Yeah.
But you spoke about being unlucky there with the weather and the golf course. I mean, Tom McKibben had a nightmare here.
Yeah.
Did you see it? He hits one ball, didn't get to finish the second round, comes back on Saturday, plays one hole in Carnoustie, having a great day.
It was the 18th, wasn't it?
It was the 18th, Carnoustie, makes a quadruple bogey, goes from 2 off the lead to maybe 6 back, and then the Saturday gets culled for the weather. Then on Sunday, you've no chance. You just can't make that up.
Yeah.
I mean, he may well have been able to recover if he had 36 holes to go, but I mean, what a disaster! What a bit of bad luck as well. The draw and a bad hole just went against him, and we could have been talking about a different story here. Still came 15th on 10 under par and earned good race to Dubai points, but I really thought he would be in and amongst over the weekend.
Yeah, he's managing to hang on to his world golf ranking. He's 129th in the world. Which is not far off what it was when he went to live. So he'll be happy enough with that. And he's going to put in a stint now over the next few weeks. He's not far off the top 50 that actually make the race to Dubai.
Yeah, he's 56 now. And he's playing in Spain this week for the Spanish Open. So, a good week here will consolidate his place in the World Tour playoffs. Yeah,
which is huge. That's a big to be able to do both while all this litigation stuff is going on in the background and. Do all that. It's a good look for him, and I think he will as well. He's playing good golf.
It would be a monumental achievement to get back into the top 100. Considering the limited golf that he's playing, that can get you world ranking point. But he's played so well on Live anyway, and it's been good to see him transfer that form into Europe. Even though he's not playing too often for obvious reasons, so there is a big opportunity now over the next month or so to really. Push himself back into PGA Championship contention for that world ranking as well and other things. So definitely glass is half full when it comes to McKibben before all the fines and things they come to fruition as well.
before the stupid money bits. Yeah. Again, we'll get into that later on in the pod as well on the money side of things. Loads of stuff broke this week on their accounts and stuff. We'll hold that back for a few minutes. But anything else from the Dunhill? Any other takes?
No, I'll go back to the Dunhill, as you said, on the heroes and villains thing.
Perfect. Right. Next biggest thing that happened. It has to be the PGA in Ireland. This event in Sutton that you were at over the weekend. I really enjoyed the coverage of this, actually. I really enjoyed following the stuff that you've done because this does not get highlighted enough of how good a format this is, and the golf course suits and the work they all put in Sutton. Like Paddy Devine, in fairness to him out there, the pro, works tirelessly to make this event work. And I know all the committees, all of the sponsors, like Keane, isn't it Keane Bennis from
Ansley Williams.
Ansley Williams, like the work that they put in as sponsors, the activation, how they dress the golf course, everything just feels championshipy about this.
Yeah, no, they really do make a big deal out of it, and it's brilliant. Even on the Friday they have the pro-am, and in the evening they have a big dinner, and they do the draw live, and they have an MC and everything, and it's really, really jazzed up, and all the players stay, and there's a good laugh. Like your Ronan in Sutton had like stats done on some of the players as well, saying, this guy's won like 50 grand this year, he'll buy you a pint and everything, and this fella's a 3-time winner on the region this year. So it was all good, and there was a few laughs going around, and Paddy got a tough group with Colin Moriarty and Tim Rice, but managed to beat Tim, and was actually unfortunate. Took Colin down to like a winner takes all match in the group last game out, and just unfortunately had a bit of a mishap on the last. I won't go into it, but he was unlucky. And then there was the group of deaths. Brendan McCarroll, just one of the highlights in a group with Simon Thornton, David Higgins and Cormac Sharvin. He managed to come out on top and get himself into the quarterfinal, won his quarterfinal, got to the semi-final against Niall Carney, beaten on the 9th, and then Neil O'Brien beat Colin Moriarty in a playoff hole, birdied the second playoff hole in the semi-final to get to the final, and beat Niall on the last with the only birdie of the day.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Like genuinely outrageous.
He stuck a 6 foot,
six
iron into 6 foot.
6 iron to about 6-7 feet. Wind howling off the left into out of bounds on the right. He'd been out of bounds in a semi-final against Moriarty as well, and he just drew this in, hung on the flag 6 feet and got the putt.
Nobby's he's a class player. He really is a good player. Like, and you just don't. It's been tough. Like, and I know they're all juggling family life and work life balance, all this, but he's a proper player. Like, and it wouldn't surprise me if he set the region on fire next year, sort of way, and went to the right stab of things. But it's it's very competitive. Like,
that type of golf suits him, he said as well. Just can take irons off tees and you're not really losing anything. It'd still be a wedge in and what have you.
Game management.
Man needs to get new irons. God, they're nearly rust at this stage. Come on, Nobby.
It's so man. But no, like the event in Sutton. So obviously Neil O'Brien wins. Beats Niall Carney. Carney needed a good finish there anyway. I don't think he could have closed the gap to win the Elavon Order of Merit. It was pretty much sewn up by Thornton anyway.
Yeah, and Simon tops the Order of Merit. He was unlucky as well. He was waiting around for about an hour and a half for his group to finish, and it was either I'm going to be in a playoff and I'm going to be playing this guy, or I'm going home. And he was relying on Cormac to beat Brendan McCarroll, and I think Cormac lost on the 9th, and so he waited an hour and a half just to end up going home. It's the realities of match play, realities of round robin golf, which is a really, really cool format. Just going back into consequence, and there's consequence in every match.
Every match, yeah.
Like even like Nobby lost his first game, and at that stage you're thinking, right, I'm up against it here. I'm more than likely going to be going home, and wins his next 2 to get into a playoff to get out of the group. Gets out and goes on a run to the final and wins. But it's brilliant. Like, it flows so brilliantly. Like, these lads are playing essentially 3 rounds of golf, 3 9-hole rounds. But it doesn't feel like as long a day as it actually is.
Yeah.
And with the way the weather was as well, 9 holes is just perfect.
I would love to see this tournament, because we've so many samey tournaments all back to back in the middle of the year, like July, August time. I'd love to see this a bit more of a prime spot in the calendar. It's a nice way to end the season, but I think the format would get so much more if you've longer days. And I just think more needs to be done. Either do another one of these.
Yeah, I'd still limit the field though.
Yeah, limit the field.
That's where the quickness of it is, and the flow. That's where you get the flow from.
But maybe have an extended version of it during the season as well. Like, maybe have the 9-hole thing works because it's quick and it's fast, and but I just like to see more of this. I don't know. I think it's a great innovation from the PGA and from Sutton, but I think we need to see more of it. That's all. So on the Order of Merit, this is like, we've been very positive towards the PGA, towards everything they've done, and it's been an unbelievably good season. But it does stick in my throat a little when I see Simon Thornton. He's played 29 events. this season. Finished just ahead of, I know Moriarty closed the gap and Sharvin closed the gap in. So he's won the Order of Merit. Normally you get into playoffs like PGA playoffs, and they have them in Turkey or Cyprus, and they go and they play off for some big events like entries into Wentworth, the Irish Open, the British Masters, Challenge Tour starts, all that. That's all gone now.
The height of the reward is probably a sit-down interview for the Irish Golfer podcast.
But that, like, I just think that's shocking. Like, he's won. This is 20 years on from his first win. So he's won this 5 times, I think, the Order of Merit. So 20 years ago, 2005, he won his first. Now, he was on the way up. He was going to tour, like he was forging a career on tour at that stage and juggling it that way. But he probably got more for doing that 20 years ago than he does now, even though there's a title sponsor associated with it. I just think it's
an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because even I didn't look up the Order of Merit until we came in here this morning. I completely forgotten about it the whole weekend. I mean, no one talks about it. There's no, not that there's no consequence. There's no
there's no
sort
juice
of
behind
there's no
it.
anticipation around it at all.
There's like no drama, no
Like the amount of times I was just talking to Simon just on our own like the whole week, and none of us even mentioned it. He never even brought it up. Like even when he was waiting for that playoff, there was he wasn't thinking about any consequence. Oh, this could affect my Order of Merit ranking or whatever. There was none of that, and that's wrong in many ways.
Even if it was only a $5,000 prize pool of $2,500 for the winner, like 1,500 for second, and 500, like it does just something to market, bar just a bit of crystal, would be of consequence. Do something, because I don't even know. So looking through the spots, so the BMW at Wentworth spot now goes to the GB&I Club Pros winner. British Masters spot, not sure. Irish Open spot, there's no decisions that I'm aware of yet where that goes. Will it even remain in the PGA? Like, it's sad, and we talk about the erosion. Like, we spoke last week about the erosion of entry level points into these tour events, and how the Challenge Tour starts are being clipped back, how the Q School cards are being clipped back. This is another area of, like, the PGA pros being cut out of these things. Like, we used to have 20 lads playing the Irish Open from the region. Now, that was wrong. And that's not... I don't mean it was wrong, but it was probably too many.
Too many, yeah.
It was too many. And if you look at the stats of him, and he made the cut and actually justified the place there. But they earned it. And they earned it through a members' organisation that... And I'm a big PGA fan, but I just think they've dropped the ball with this one. There's a couple of things, like even the PGA Cup, and I'm not digging at the PGA. The PGA Cup was announced last week for the K Club, and it's brilliant. It's an unbelievable thing. This is when we get to welcome our PGA America friends that made a mess of the Ryder Cup last week. Get the CEO over. We get a bit of one-on-one time. This will be good. But so we have a full block party coming to Kildare next year. But the PGA and the GB&I have just missed such an opportunity. That you would think that there would be an Irish captain, it being in Ireland. But the current captain, David Scott, the current PGA captain for this year, is going to take over captaincy of that team. Now, I just think that's a massive opportunity missed to get Irish people who they know back their own.
Yeah.
In their droves and make this a massive event. Like, in my opinion, that should be a David Higgins, a Damien McGrain, or a McGovern, or someone like that should have gotten the nod for that. PGA Cup players that have actually played home and away and are still actively involved on the playing side as well. And I think that would have worked so well, but it's again a missed opportunity. And
that's a whole club membership coming along to support that you're missing out on, essentially.
They would get thousands of people there. Now, they will get good crowds anyway. It's a massive tournament, like GB&I against USA, PGA guys, but I just think we needed that bit of home spark. And
you're just missing legacy links and everything like that.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know what the thinking is, but you're just not connecting the dots. And like, this is very low hanging fruit that we're talking about as well, that there seems to be missing.
Yeah, and I'm not having a go with the PGA because, like I say, I love the organisation. I love what they do. They're members, but I just think they've dropped the ball on that. And it's not a PGA in Ireland decision. That's the thing. It's above. It's coming from the Belfry, and it's centralised. And they've just missed an opportunity to get full buy-in of people who may not have experienced anything got to do with the Irish PGA before, or the PGA in the UK, to come and watch some of the best players, but at least guarantee some Irish involvement.
Yeah. Even like you mentioned the lack of like having 20 players in the Irish Open, like no PGA representative there this year. We'd one amateur. Like there should be a spot for the Irish Amateur Champion, should be a spot for the Irish PGA Champion, and obviously a couple more amateur invites. So you're lacking that local interest that we keep talking about. It's just not there at the moment.
Just to get people keep going in, and everything needs a gateway drug like that. Just get people into it. Right, that's enough on the PGA. PGA Tour.
PGA Tour, yeah. Seamus Power. It's another week where he was going well and looked like he was going to move up, and then he ends up having a poor Sunday.
Sundays are a problem.
Sundays where you make your money, and he's fallen down now the FedEx Cup fall rankings. He's down to 134th. And
what is the fall rankings? I still can't get my head around. So the season's over. Top 50 can't be changed.
Top 50.
What's he trying to do?
Trying to get himself back into the top 100. So to retain your PGA Tour card for next season, which is what he did for this year as well. To be honest, as well. And at the moment he's 134. Top 100 earned them. And it just means you get into your full field events. So not your signature events, but your full field ones. And 100 then to 125 have conditional tour status. And then I don't actually know what happens with the 126 on, to be honest. Do they go back to Europe?
That's the thing. I think he can actually fall back to the DP World Tour next season. That's not what he'd want to do. He's living in Las Vegas and loving life out that neck of the woods. So
there's good money on the Corn Ferry Tour as well.
There's probably more money on the Corn Ferry than there is on playing the Spanish Open and stuff like that.
There's good money in it.
Yeah, and it's a proper... I don't know what the status of the tour card you'd get, coming back. Because I don't think Seamus Power would come back and dominate and get into the top 10 on the DP World Tour. With the injuries, ups and downs that he's had, I don't think he'd get a full season, sort of way of momentum. He's capable of doing it, but I just, based on his play a bit, based on the eye test over the last 12 months, I don't think that's in him.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But the Corn Ferry could be a good place for him. Hopefully not.
We're getting new winners. Stephen Fisk. Never heard of the guy before in my life.
No, up to 91st in the world now.
This is
top 100 player.
So he's a better player than Tom McKibben.
This is another world ranking gripe for you.
Like
when you were talking about Bobby Mack being number 8, I was like, who's a better player? World number 3 Russell Henley or world number 8 Bobby Mack? But this fella's 91st in the world. It's a disaster.
From nowhere.
Absolutely
91st in the world.
It's a joke.
I can't work it out. I can't work. And this is what...
As the year has gone on, I've started to come round to your notion about the world rankings being a disaster.
It's such crap. It really is. Like, I can't... Even the prize money side of things, the ranking point side of things, like strength of field, there is no question that the Dunhill Links had a better strength of field than the Sanderson Farms.
Oh, 100%.
Yet Stephen Fisk goes away with like $300,000 more than the winner, plus more world ranking points than any. Like, I cannot get my head around how I know they've done this on purpose, like because the live stuff and trying to protect the PGA Tour at all costs. But this is, again, it just feeds into the narrative of I scratch my head at this so much as to how broken this system is, that like the ranking points are dictated by the world rankings, and like Brooks Cap, I don't know what Brooks is. I know DJ's like 620th in the world or something. You can out shooting 64s for the crack.
That obviously doesn't help the strength of field, but like they're massive names.
It's unreal. No, it's so broken. The system is so broken, and I don't know how they're gonna fix it. But like, this is why Seamus Power probably will stay in the States, because it's so much easier. You win a couple of times in the Corn Ferry Tour, and you're pretty much guaranteed a much better tour card than you will finishing top 10, having to play 30 events all around Europe, spending God knows what sort of money, playing like events that are just so dated and disjointed as part of the tour. It's, I don't know. I'm pulling what's left of me hair out talking about stuff like this. I can't get my head around it. In positive news though, Rasmus of the Ryder Cup boys.
Yeah, done well. Came fourth in the end, I think.
Yeah, nice to see him bounce back.
Tied third on 19 under. Yeah, really good.
He would have been very, like, it's hard to walk away from a winning Ryder Cup team, but you haven't put up half a point in. I'd say he was devastated walking away, and you can only imagine what he was like in the celebrations.
Yeah, probably only maybe 90% in it, and there's that 10% in the back of his mind thinking, I didn't really do anything here.
when he did low, and that's not us. It's that feeling of,
But when you only play twice, there's always a chance that's going to happen though as well.
yeah,
in
and
fairness.
it's like a group college assignment, and you just sort of get involved in the last bit of it.
Now hold on. I had no problem doing that. I was as joyous as anybody when those 1-1s came in.
you get teamed up with a few swats there, and you're like, there's more piss up time for me.
I laminated the paper. That would be my contribution.
Let the people that did the work sign the back of it. But yeah, no, it was. I don't get these fall series events anyway. On that, I think there's nothing else really on the PGA Tour to.
No, as always, we've spent far too much time on the PGA Tour.
I know.
There was only 5 minutes. No,
there's loads of points available.
There was a few other things.
LPGA.
Stephanie Meadows back on the scene.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So last week was her first appearance in more than a year and missed the cup. But this week she was tied 59 at the Lottie Championship. So whatever the situation was, hopefully she's out the other side, or maybe she was just taking a break for.
I don't actually know. Do you know why she's spoken to nobody? Really?
No, she just went off the planet. Really, she got married and then just disappeared.
You would have to think it's injury, or
you'd have to think it was an injury, yeah. But really, really good to see her back. Obviously, has been on the LPGA for a long, long time. Will she get an injury exemption for next year? I don't know. Don't know how that works, but
so that's her first cut made, like you said, since July 23, and like she still gets in, makes a cut here. You make $7.5 grand as your first paycheck in a year and a half. Like that's
tough.
That's grim.
Yeah, it's tough.
That is grim. Like that is tough. I'd love to see Steph back. Like she's never played in the KPMG Women's Irish Open, which I can never get my head around.
No, like there's an
opportunity. Like
bit like Jim Gavin. No one really knows who she is.
No.
No, I
mean
Jim
that.
Is now.
I mean
that.
Knows. Yeah.
No, like everyone talks about Leona, whereas Stephanie was out there before she was.
Yeah.
Even like in terms of like legacy players, and everyone talks. I looked up to Olivia Mahaffey, and now we got Lauren Walsh. No one mentions that Stephanie was sort of there first and doing it first.
And she doesn't get the credit that she was the first to go out there. She wasn't the first
to
win.
the Olympics and everything as well.
Yeah. Oh, she's a proper player. She's a really, really good player. But yeah, interesting to see Leona on the slide again. Like I don't know. I'm struggling with Leona now because she's down to 53rd.
It's still been a good recovery.
It's been a good recovery, but like there's only 5 events left in the season. They're going out to Asia now. They're back to Florida for one before their CME race to CME Globe. She's 53rd, only 60 get in. Like she's looking over her shoulder. Like she's like me as a Leeds fan in the middle of the Premier League now after losing a couple of games, going, wait, this wasn't meant to be like this. Looking around the place. So, yeah, it's not a nice place to be. Like even like. What's she in the world? She's
81st.
81st in the world. Like, it's not a good slide.
No, but like she had a decent patch in and around the Women's Irish Open, and she was going well. Missed the last couple of cuts, but until then she was going okay. 2 top 20s and a tight 7 in her last 5, and one of them was at the Evian. So she had been going well for a while.
She suddenly had 2 top 10 finishes this season.
If she makes that top 60, that'll be a season well done.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But then you're looking into next year. Like Solheim Cup, she's not in the conversation anymore, is she?
She is.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love to see it, but I can't. There's so much other talent out there that seems to have bypassed her, and I'm not being critical of Leona. Like we've covered every shot she's hit since she was 12, but I'm just still concerned about the slide.
Ryder Cup and Solheim Cup European teams have a good habit of calling players up because of previous records.
Hopefully, and not even that. Like, I had my cut off Shane Lowry this time last year, and he's kicked on to be one of the best years of his life. I hope Leona does the same. I always have nothing, but it's just concerning. We have so many players like this. We're talking about Seamus Power in the same wheelhouse. We're talking about not so much Conor Purcell. He's on the up still, I would say. He's finding his feet on that level, and he will be back on the DP World Tour if he doesn't. He'll have conditional status next year. But yeah, Leona, I don't know. There's a lot happening in the game, on the women's game. Distance is a big thing. I'm just worried. I'm worried that we've seen the best of Leona. I hope I'm wrong.
You need to get back in it. You're not getting the positive endorphins
know,
that
I
you're
need to
supposed to
be
be getting for
positive.
speed
I
training.
need to be
But no,
positive.
I agree with you. Like she has been on the slide, but I'd argue that
hope I'm wrong.
I'd argue that she has arrested that slide and is consolidating. Like I know 2 or 3 years ago she was in contention for majors and she got into the top 10 in the world. So from that degree, it has been a fall. But I still think you'd be hard pressed to leave her out of the Solemn Cup team next year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're in a bad mood today.
No, I'm not in a bad mood. I just can't see it. I hope I'm wrong. And hopefully a clip of this doesn't get played to Leona and her management team. But I hope I'm wrong. But let's move on from the LPGA. We didn't even mention the winner actually.
The winner.
Do you want to try her name?
No,
Yao Min Hong. Yao Min Hong. Right, this is mad. Again, we've covered this stat for a while. That's 26 events this season. Again, that's 26 different winners. They have no star left on this tour. Like they've no one. Even Nelly. Nelly won 7 times last year. Hasn't won this year.
Yeah, it's mental.
Criminal. Like this is insane.
Nelly should be one of those players where you measure her success on like major wins. Yeah. And like there's still that doubt on whether she plays like the toughest golf course as well. But yeah, like it's we complain about Scotty Scheffler making golf a bit boring and he's winning all the time. The LPGA needs that.
Oh, they need someone to hang it on totally because like 26 different winners from 26 events. It's a freak. It's a record, but it is not good for the women's game because they need someone to hang it on. And I thought Nelly was that person last year, and now you just don't know where to be looking. Like you can't follow 100 players in depth, but like it seems they're just all taking turns.
Yeah,
it's your turn this week. This is a rookie coming out as well. She's a sponsor's invite. Like
not to be disrespectful, but you are looking at the names and thinking, no, I've never heard of this person.
No, well, she's a sponsor's invite this week. Got in. I don't know. She's not even a member of the LPGA, and she won't be next year. She said she's going to defer it on. So like, if someone comes in, takes the few quid, takes the status, defers it on for a year, and it's not good for the tour. It's a great storyline, but no one's covering it as much.
Yeah, you don't get any rivalries either as well.
No, right. I seem to be ranting a lot this week. I don't know what it is.
We're in beautiful new surroundings, and you're just throwing your toys out of the pram.
Right, roundup World Amateur Teams on in Singapore.
Yeah, so we had the Espirito Santo Trophy, the Nooner Espirito Santo, on last week. So the girls were in action first: Beth Coulter, Anya Dunnigan, and Emma Fleming, and they all contributed as well. So it was the best 2 scores out of 3 players to count. So each of them got a counting score over the 4 rounds, and they ended up coming 15th in the end. And the USA, as probably expected, ended up winning. But it's the turn of the men then this week in Singapore as well. Stewie Grehan, fresh off Walker Cup. John Doyle, fresh off an Irish Open appearance. And then Keelan Rafferty, our Grand Slam man, are going to be
fresh off the compass.
Fresh off the compass, yeah. Going worldwide with his compass now. Hopefully, they can better the 15th place result and, get themselves in contention, which I don't think would be beyond the realms of possibility here.
It's something we have never... I don't think we've ever won, have we, the World Amateur Teams?
No.
I remember when I was on a carton going out to it was a great event, and you're looking at, Colin Morikawa's playing and stuff like that, proper teams, proper players, and Victor Hovland actually played in that one as well. So many great players, that of tomorrow coming through that play in this, so it's...
The Eisenhower Trophy, as it's better known.
It's always a good barometer.
But this is a good little team.
No, it is a proper team. Did you see? I seen the boys warming up. Did you see the driving range?
Yeah,
it's at the end of an airport or runway. In these big jumbos,
if you can get one of those 60 degrees, very airborne. I mean, you'd be touch and go.
Telling you. So best of luck to the lads this week. Anyway, that'll be good. Yeah. New TGL season announced.
Great. I'm actually, do you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing what the dynamic is now after the Ryder Cup with that.
I'm going to have to take your first response on that one.
What?
You're looking forward to the dynamic? Yeah. I think they'll be schooled a lot more this year. I'm disappointed to see the thing. So, first game off, 28th of December, Atlanta Drive against New York GC. It's the game I actually went to last year to see. Probably the most boring thing I've ever been to in my life. Bar the setup itself. I was blown away by the arena, the auditorium, the cameras, the spectacle of it and what they've built inside the SoFi Centre, but a bunch of 8 more boring lads walking out to try and entertain a crowd of people you could not find. Like when you've Cantley and Fitzy and boys like that walking out. And this is when Fitzy was stinking the place up as well, by the way.
Yeah,
This
he
wasn't like
was
Fitzy,
terrible
Fitzy
in
Mark
TGA.
III. Like
He was terrible in
cat. He was
TGA.
cat.
But no, the onus is definitely on the players. I suppose to jazz this thing up and really have a personality. That's all we're asking for, But no, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But it starts off. I thought they'd introduce new teams. I seen they registered. They did register a Detroit Motors or something last year as a trademark. So I thought they were going to enter a couple more teams, but it must be a 2027 project because they've gone with the exact same roster. I don't know, will there be new players coming in, players dropping out, but they've given the full schedule. And I'm looking forward to see how it evolves, because they evolved the hammer thing on last year. They evolved just the speed of it, how the players bought into it. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. And over Christmas, there's nothing else on. 28th of December into the start of December. So it's normally just the Hawaii Stinkfest that's on the PGA Tour in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So
don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, looking forward to it.
Couple of other things.
Yeah, Live Golf.
Yeah.
Getting back to, speaking of stuff that stank the place up, Live Golf accounts.
So Live UK lost nearly £500 million in 2024, 461.8 million. According to a report in The Athletic, Live Golf Investments Limited, which owns the UK side of Live, they raised equity injections of nearly $4 billion. They're getting no, TV money at all. Right? They're only getting like $3 million compared to the $700 million that the PGA Tour gets from television revenue. They're just, it's like throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks.
So, but that's what the whole thing is. Like, and I'm a fan. I watch the stuff and I cannot get my head around this. Like you say, $461 million they lost in 2024, 396 in 2023, 243 million for the 18 months prior for 2022 accounts when they set up. Like 1.1 billion lost just in the UK. That's not even half of the event infrastructure and stuff that they have. And I don't even know how much of the player stuff they're funneling through. I'd say all like John Ram's wages and his signing on fee is no way gone through those numbers. That's gone through the US accounts and muddied in somewhere. The losses occurred are just
astronomical,
phenomenal when you look at it. And then when you look at the company setup, like they have, since this thing was since inception in 2021, 4.89 billion in shares of both ordinary shares and non-voting shares have been sold to PIF, to the Saudi Investment Fund. How? In what world is this right?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is like Man City.
And they keep talking about it, they're going to be here for years and years and years. But how long can you keep losing money?
I don't, it's not good for the game anyway. Like, I'm enjoying watching the bits of it, but this element of it, this stinks when you go through. And this is just the UK version. Like this, so you're only talking about like the Aussie wing. The Aussie wing probably makes money. It's the only one that makes money.
I'd say it does, yeah, because they actually get proper infrastructure, proper crowds, and I'm sure the Aussies
probably makes a few quid.
I'm sure the Aussies have a TV deal in there somewhere as well.
I don't know what. Like I can't. I know. And people are roaring at the thing. It's sports washing. It's this, that, and the other. But I just can't get my head around. When will they say stop? And when they do say stop, will they just go, right, good luck?
Yeah.
See us. It means go play your golf somewhere else. And there's no deals getting done here, by the way.
No. You're going to have
separate ways.
You're going to have like 25, 30 Henrik Stensons here, not knowing where to go. Yeah. And does the Asian tour wait and pick all that up, or do we do what we do on the DP World Tour and bring these lads back?
International series.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If you don't have a TV deal, I struggle to see where your money's going to come from. Where are you balancing off that expenditure?
It's mental. Poor GMAC. It's mental.
I feel sorry for GMAC in other ways, but not that.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, he's got his slice of that 1.1 billion. He's made sure he's cashed in. Right, moving on from Lee Valley Scratch Cup.
Lee Valley Scratch Cup. Robbie Walsh, Douglas golfer, got his second win at the weekend over in Lee Valley. Good feel for this, and good to see that it actually went ahead despite the weather as well. Good score, and Collie Campbell probably the standout name playing as well. And this is always a very popular event sponsored by Boyle Sports too, and it's had a good list of winners. So a nice traditional one comes at the end of the season as well, which means they can probably get a couple of big names as well, because there's, again, as we said, there's not much on. Big week as well. Then just adding on to that in terms of schedule, Larry's playing to try and get points in the Spanish Open to get into that top 70 on the DP World Tour. At the moment, he's not in it. He's 154th in the race to Dubai, below Conor Purcell actually now as well, who's also in action, as is Tom McKibben. So hopefully Conor can keep, can put a run together, get maybe another top 15 and push on, because he's running out of time. And speaking of running out of time, Hotel Planet Tour is in China for its 2 double points events. So
This
this is big.
how have our lads ended up in this situation?
See, I have a counterpoint to that.
Right,
I have a counterpoint. So there's $500 on the line here with 750 additional ranking points in the field. First up is the Hainan Open. Then there's an event next week, which Conor Purcell actually won last year. But like, big opportunity, 2 good performances. Can see the lads
One good performance.
jump back. Yeah, but you want to consolidate your place too. So jump into the top 20 and get your DP World Tour card before the grand final, which is actually a possibility with 2 performances here. But at the moment, Liam Nolan, who was as high as 3rd at the start of the year, is 32nd. Max Kennedy is 40th. And at the moment, you'd probably say they're looking over their shoulder for that grand final.
Yeah.
Top 45 make it in. But you said how the lads got into this position. It's their first season as pros, and they're in the mix to get their DP World Tour cards. I think it's been a good season. Like, they're in contention, and they've Q School to come as well. I think it's all very positive, because we have discussed a lot on this podcast. There's a dearth of talent.
No, this is progress.
We're looking at having no regular DP World Tour player next year, but that's not on the fault of the 2 boys.
No, this is progress. You go to Liam Nolan this day, this month, this time last year, and you say, I'm going to put you with 2 games to go, 38th on the Order of Merit. You after earning this much, you've consolidated your status on the Challenge Tour, and you have a free roll of the dice at the DP World Tour. That would have been heaven for him. But it's how you go in with that mindset to these last 2 events of thinking like that, when the reality of it is he got such a hot start, got into the top 5 and hung on for a long time, and then it went a bit stale in the middle. Now, everyone's first year on tour is going to be tough. You're adjusting to living out of a suitcase, living on your own, traveling with lads, trying to forge your own career, do all that. And I couldn't have more admiration for what Liam and Max have done this year. And I really hope one, if not both of them, do kick on and do it. It's a tough spot to be in, because there's so many lads, double points, double money, double ranking points. It's tough.
Yeah, it is. That was that was a bit of a deja vu to Ireland's Euro 2020 qualifying. Asking Mick McCarthy with 3 games to go, you need to win here, you lost, now you need to go to Switzerland, now you have to go and beat Denmark to get a playoff, and he kept saying, if you'd offered me that at the start, I'd have taken it. If you'd offered the 2 boys this as well, they would have definitely have taken it as well. And they've had a bit of a break, they've been working hard, and hopefully they can find form, because these are and there's good money on the line as well, which is another 100%. Important factor too. So hopefully the lads can go well and give themselves a chance.
Right. That it for Roundup?
That's it for Roundup, yeah.
Heroes and villains to tie it off this week.
Tie it off.
Have you done your homework this week?
I have, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I was in early.
Liking to hear it.
Yeah.
Liking to hear it.
Right.
Gary Player villain of the week
is one of his fellow countrymen, Garrick Higo.
Yeah. Not for the bunker thing.
No. For the shushing the fans.
I've seen this.
There's about 5 people watching. What are you doing? And then he ended up getting schooled then the last few holes by Fisk anyway.
But some rando.
Yeah, I don't know. Was he watching too much Ryder Cup over the last weekend or so? I don't know what he's trying to do. It's
harsh. It's a bit harsh. He's in the heat of battle. He's trying to win it. Yeah, but I did see it, and I did question it. Go what are you doing, shushing the crowd? There's only one winner this for me. And you could go on to a rant, and I'm not going back in PGA bashing again, but I am. Don Ray, the CEO of the PGA of America, doubling down on the Ryder Cup issues, the crowd issues from last week. It happened when we were in Rome on the other side. You were in Rome.
Yeah, it didn't. It was all good natured. I mean, I was there for the Cantley cap waving, and it's all very much.
It's a bit of fun, but they cannot. Take
it's good natured ribbing that you get at a football match.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I saw the fight, obviously, and it wasn't really a fight. McIlroy had a pop and called someone a prick, but anyway, it wasn't. There was no ill feeling in what the European fans were saying to the Americans either.
Well, this clown Don Ray, anyway, took to LinkedIn during the week. I'm not sure. So he's issuing apologies left, right, and centre. He sent something to the McIlroys. He sent something out to the DP World Tour. Then he took to his own personal page, said, I am the president, but this is my personal page. He's obviously getting it pelted left, right, and centre. And he signed off on the thing with new level, new devil. And everyone started replying back to, like, players calling him out. So Matt Fitz asked about all this at the Dunhill as well. Reports coming out. Like, this lad is just... Now, he's getting pelted. And there was other reports that on the Saturday night... So this is the CEO of the PGA of America. On the Saturday night, he was videoed. Now, the videos haven't surfaced yet. But there were reports and, like, reputable sources like the Times... and all that in the UK have ran with this story, that he was up, spotted singing karaoke in the team hotel on the Saturday night, singing Eminem, Lose Yourself. Like, I don't know where you start with that. Like, the team are getting absolutely crucified on the golf course, and he's up having karaoke. And I've seen someone in the comments on the thing, when I went looking for the story, someone in the comments, they were referring to him as D-Rabbit. I thought it was hilarious. But no, I just can't get how this guy is CEO of an organisation like this with so much stuff going wrong, comes out and it's just taking the Trump line of, oh no, nothing to see here. So that happened the other side. Don't question this. And like the players have really come out hard. Fitzy, Hatton, thankfully on their side of just saying like, this just didn't happen. And then they clarified situations like on the crowd stuff. The further we get away from this Ryder Cup, the more stuff is surfacing as to how deep the Europeans went into it. Like they had like a walk-off strategy.
Yeah, they were close to...
We have red lines here. What are
yeah.
your red lines? What do we do in this instance? Rory came close to it that time when he says, I'm not hitting another shot till they shut up.
Yeah.
When he was down. And I guarantee you that was like a code word. We won't get it until... I'm actually sitting down with McGinley next week doing like a closed audience thing with Allianz. And I'm really looking forward to... Not that he'll give much away, but you'll get some bits out of it on that. And like, what were the red lines? How did they train for it? What was the protocol? Like, if one guy decides to stop, do they all stop? Do they all just... And what way were they going to... Like, they were prepared, apparently, collectively, to all walk off the golf course.
Yeah. Like
take a half an hour and go back out again.
There was an element of them standing up for McIlroy as well in doing that.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think we probably have to give him the villain of the year.
D-Rabbit gets villain of the week.
D-Rabbit,
Right, okay. Paddy Harrington, heroes of the week.
I went for Nicholas Colsaert.
I've two. He's one of them.
Oh,
We're
nice.
agreeing. We're
Nice
agreeing.
one. Just making his 500 start, retiring at the end of the season. What a legend. Like, played Ryder Cup 2012, then sort of lost his game, had a great win then in, I think it was maybe the 2018 French Open or around that time. And has just been a really solid deep World Tour player since, and had his health issues, but still continues to come out. Has, been part of the European team backroom side as well, and has done a bit of commentary over the last couple of years too. And yeah, I don't think one of those golfers I don't think anybody can hate. I think everybody just loves him.
Yeah, he's
a bit like Mike Lorenzo Vera, really, really good character of the tour.
He's underappreciated, but no, really good, really good journeyman pro, and that's not being disingenuous from it. It's such a class player, the Belgian bomber. Really, it was like a viral infection that took him down. Like you say, he kind of lost his game a bit, but it was all inflicted at him in his prime.
Yeah.
And it took him like 5 years to get over this. It was a chance he was never going to play golf again. So to come back to notch up his 500th career event on the DP World Tour, such a tour man, he wears it on his sleeve. And yeah, it was emotional for him. It was nice to see that outpouring of emotion. To get to do your 500 appearance, walking across the Swilcan Bridge at St Andrews as well, is so special. Like, nobody gets a chance to do that.
Yeah, I say he had the calculator out during the year.
Yeah,
when can I make my 500 appearance?
I'm pulling out of this. I'm pulling out of that. Right, I'm in there. Right, so that's one. I have one other nomination for Hero of the Week. People might not, if they're putting two and two together. Bill Murray.
Right, go on.
I don't like Bill Murray as a man. Put this out in record, I don't know how many times. I hate his antics around stuff like this. Now, the drive that he hit down his... Did you see this? Oh, he pumped one out of bounds, like literally put it through Russacks. Bounced a few times. hit a dog, a spectator, a fence, and then come back into the middle of the fairway. It was funny. It was good. There was a bang of old Ryder Cups away in America when the Yanks hit it at like so far wide and just pops up in the middle of the fairway. So that's not why I'm giving him a thing. He's spent the last couple of weeks traveling around Ireland and making a documentary. He's been to like all of the top links courses, but stuff off the beaten track as well. Really nice thing to do, and I'm looking forward to the content spin off by it. But for him then to go and know that the eyes of the world, for good or bad, are on him at a tournament like this, Golf Oil, and he's out wearing different wet gear strategically every single day. So the first day he had like Link Golf, which is a new Irish brand, but he's wearing Crutch Island as a logo on his thing. Then he's wearing Enniscrone as a logo. Like he's promoting Irish golf and courses that don't get enough limelight, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's going in now. He's probably getting gifted these things, and they're in the top of his luggage. But still, I'm sure he came across with his own wet gear. But he consciously decides to logo up. So I have to give a hat tip to him. He is trying to promote the off the beaten track courses in Ireland, like Crutch Island, that everyone should get to at one stage in their life. It's class to see, and I'll have to give the man his ups.
Do you know what? I'll let you have that one.
Yeah,
I'll let Bill Murray have it this week.
perfect, done. We're ending on a happy note, positive.
Ending
Not
on
my
a happy note.
negativity. I think that's a wrap, is it?
I think so. Yeah,
We've bored everyone for an hour. Bang on an hour.
we're
Good.
struggling to
Getting
get
good.
them under an hour these days.
Yeah. I'm babbling on a bit too much, but no. Cheers for everyone tuning in. Cheers for Ronan as always for taking the time, come in and sit down, go through golf that. Let's be honest. Sometimes he doesn't even watch it. He just has comments to make on it. But
You're only saying that because of the camera there.
I
now.
am. But cheers to Flowgas for sponsoring the pod. Visit flowgas.ie. Like we say at the top and tail of every podcast, they sponsor every level of Irish golf. So right up from your elite touring pros that we're talking about, down to your Irish championships and getting involved with Golf Ireland. So do visit flowgas.ie to check out all of your energy needs. We're coming into that time of the year where the weather has officially turned, leaves are off the trees, and we've had our first named storm of the year. So flowgas.ie, visit them, check out when you are up for renewal. Do give them a chance on all your energy needs. So on solar, on electricity, and on gas. They don't just do gas. So gas bunch of lads, as they say themselves. So cheers for tuning in, and we will talk to you again next week. Bye.